Hello, good people. Welcome back to Mental Transformation YouTube channel. Today lesson we'll be talking under the topic worry. In our previous lesson, we talked about the three mental illnesses: doubt, fear, and worry. And today we'll be focusing on worry. And we say worry is to be troubled, to give way to mental anxiety. Worry is a collective term for a continuous thinking about negative events in the past or in the present. We say worry is a natural response to anticipated future problems. And in today's world where we are living, we are surrounded with many trouble, many uncertainty, in which pushes us into thinking and into worries and into developing some kind of fear within us. So today we are going to tell you how we can overcome this worry, because it has bring down to many people and frustrated many lives. We say a little amount of worry has some kind of positive effect because it causes people to take precaution. So we are not going to focus on that, but we are going to look how we can overcome the anxiety when worry is already at the level of anxiety, meaning excessive worrisome is what we'll be focusing on. We say excessive worrisome is too much because it makes people to overestimate future problems, and that is where we'll be focusing. We say worry becomes excessive when it is persistent and uncontrolled. A constant worry can drain your emotional strength, leaving you restless. It causes muscle tensions and make it difficult for you to concentrate. So we talk about excessive worry that is already at the level of anxiety. With excessive worry does not empty tomorrow's of its problems. The only thing excessive worry does is it empties today of its strengths and opportunities. So why worry? Worry often gives a small thing a big shadow. A little things like this, but when you are worried, it becomes very big. Most of the things you worried about, most of the time, don't usually happen as you expected. So today we will be looking at the stages how we can overcome worry. How we can overcome worry in our lives. We say the first point is to overcome worry, we have to avoid overgeneralization of things. Many people find themselves worried, disturbed because of the way they look at things, the way they interpret things. For example, I didn't succeed. You just condemn yourself that you will never succeed in life. I tried and failed, and you condemn yourself that it's impossible. That is overgeneralization. Next point is focus on the positive. In life, the main purpose of mental transformation is to train our mentality to think positively. And then we are saying that you should focus on the positive. In your life, to conquer these three mental illnesses, you have to focus on the positive in everything. You have to push the negative things within you with the positive attitude of use. The next point is you have to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, we have repeated it in all our three lessons. Mindfulness is very important. In everything, don't just surrender and involve yourself in being worried. Think about it. Acknowledge that the worry exists. Observe it. Observe your worries. And if it's at that time you cannot involve yourself in solving it, in creating solutions to stop yourself being worried, redirect your attentions to other activities. Avoiding your worry. Don't try at any possible means to avoid your worry. Don't try to avoid your worry. Involve yourself in it. Create a worry period. Create a period, a particular period within the day. Let it be permanent every day. To avoid all these things, you need discipline. And to create this timetable for a worry period is a discipline issue that you have to maintain every day. Meaning every day. You don't spend your time during work period thinking and worrying yourself about things. You spend your time involved and achieve and enjoy the life of today. And then when you come back in the evening or at any time, you go to that time. Maybe it can be at 5 o'clock in the evening, and then it can be around 15-20 minutes, depending on what disturbs you. And then you sit and think about it. And then when you have created this time, the next point is you have to be writing down your worries. Anywhere, if you are moving on the way and you are anxious about something, you have an anxious thought within you, just take a note and put it down. If you don't have a pen at that time, you can record it using your telephone so that it will go out of your mind. Because if you don't do that, it will remain inside. It will remain within in your subconsciousness. And each time it will be reminding you, and you find yourself involved in it without knowing. So put it down. The next point is distinguish between solvable and unsolvable problems. There are some problems we can solve. There are some that we cannot solve. The one you cannot solve, don't even spend time thinking about it. You can just think about answer. Stop assuming responsibility for thoughts that are outside your control. There are thoughts that are outside your control you cannot do anything about. If the worry is solvable during your worry time period, just start doing, just brainstorm over it. Involve yourself in brainstorming and come out with solutions. How can you solve this problem, and write down possible solutions, the stages on how to solve the things that is disturbing you. If the worry is unsolvable, accept the uncertainty. Accept the uncertainty. If focusing on worst case scenarios, it will only keep you from enjoying the good things of today. If you focus yourself on some kind of terrible things, the terrible worry, you will not enjoy the good things that today has offered to you. In Matthew chapter 6 verse 27, it says, "Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life?" Can we? No. So why are you worried about such? The next point is stop making negative interpretation without actual evidence. Many of us have condemned ourselves, killed ourselves with negative interpretation. Something that you have to interpret positively, you change to interpret only positively. The only wish that is coming out of you in any situation is, oh, it can be so terrible, it can be like this. I just know something terrible will happen. Why saying such? When such thing happen, when you are expecting something that you are not, you don't have any evidence, wish yourself positively, and then you will damage worries within that period. Stay focused on the present. The present is today. Stay focused on the present. The only day you have is today. Yesterday has gone. Tomorrow might not be yours. So don't waste your time fighting for it. Focus on today. Do not bankroll your today by paying attention to the regret of yesterday and by borrowing in advance the trouble of tomorrow. That is how many people spend their lives. They get up in the morning, and then the first thing they do is they involve themselves evaluating the things they failed in the past. And then till maybe midday, that is when they will be free. They will struggle, and no solution is coming from to adjust the past, and then they will jump into the future, forgetting about today. They have bankrupted their today. They bankrupted today. In Matthew chapter 6 again, where Jesus talk about being worried, in Matthew chapter 6 verse 34 still says that what? Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. That is terrible. That people spend their days with the trouble that today is bringing. Instead for you to focus solving that trouble, seeing how you can go through it without any problem, you borrow the troubles of yesterday, you add it onto it. You carry the one of yesterday in advance and add on it. Instead of one problem to solve the one of today, you have a three. What a pity. So we have to change our mentality positively, to start thinking positively. Each day is coming with its own problems, its own opportunities. It is our place to take those problems as opportunity to advance and to help ourselves. The next point is be a positive or a strong support system. As a human being, you cannot live in isolation. You have people, you have to create people that you can confine within them. You can keep your secret with them. You can trust them with some certain things. You have to have those people around you. And then when you have these people, it will help you now to move to the next point, which the next point is know who to avoid when you are feeling anxious. Know who to avoid. It is not all your friends, or your husband, or your wife, or your pastor, or your mentor that you have to go to in time of trouble, in times of a clarification. There are people that when you carry your trouble to them, they will even worsen the situation. They will even carry it as a gossipy topic. So know them. Know the one. When you have constructed that support system, within them, you know those who can carry and share some kind of idea with them. And then you carry those ideas to them. That will give you to the next point, which is talk about your worry. You have to talk about your worry to somebody. Talk to a trusted person, a trustworthy person, someone who will listen to you without judging you, without criticizing you, without worsening the situation, and without taking it as an advantage to gossip about you. Talk to that kind of person, because when you share your problems, you already solved the problem in a halfway. The problem is half solved. The next point is do exercise. Physical exercise is very important. That is why even in every hospital, when you go, the first thing they will tell you is that do exercise. When you do exercise, your body system is in balance. And then we say exercise is a natural and effective anti-anxiety treatment. It's a natural, effective anti-anxiety treatment. Involve yourself in exercise every day, 30 minutes. Or you make your programs 3 times in a week. It still helps. It helps you. And then the last point is meditate. Meditation. Meditate, and then I'm going to give you one verse that you have to be meditating over every time you find yourself being disturbed. That meditate over Philippians chapter 4 verse 6, who says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. That is how we look at it today. And if you follow the lesson chronologically, you are going to solve a lot of mental problems. Because if you solve these 3 mental illnesses, doubt, fear, and worry, you have solved many of our mental problems and the issue. And then you have a chance to involve yourself in positive thinking, positive mentality, in which a positive mentality will produce a positive person and a positive society, a positive family, and a positive nation. We are wishing you all the best, and we're thanking you for liking and following Mental Transformation Center. We say follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. God bless you. Next time.